Welcome. In this interview, we'll dive into an in-depth mock interview designed to help you practice your English skills, master technical language, and advance your English proficiency to a professional level. In this engaging session, we cover a wide range of interview questions, exploring both technical and non-technical topics. Whether you're preparing for a job interview or simply looking to enhance your communication skills, this video is the perfect resource to become a true professional. Don't miss out, tune in now and start practicing.
Hi James, thank you for joining us today. I'm Michelle, and I'll be conducting your interview for the software developer position. How are you today?
Hi Michelle, I'm doing well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to interview for this position.
Michelle has started with a friendly introduction and some small talk to help James feel at ease. This is a common practice in interviews and helps create a positive atmosphere. Let's move on to the next question.
Great. Let's begin. Can you tell me about your background and experience in the tech industry?
Sure. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science from XYZ University and have worked as a software developer for the past 5 years. I've primarily focused on web development using JavaScript, Python, and various frameworks like React and Django.
This question allows James to provide an overview of his experience and qualifications. It's important for candidates to give a concise answer, focusing on relevant skills and experiences for the position. Let's move on to the next question.
That's a strong background. What programming languages, tools, or frameworks are you most comfortable working with, and why?
I'm most comfortable with JavaScript and Python because I've worked extensively with them throughout my career. I enjoy using React for its component-based architecture and Django for its efficient development process. Both frameworks have strong communities and resources available, which makes it easier to find solutions to any issues I may encounter.
Here, James highlights his preferred languages and frameworks, and provides solid reasoning for his preferences. This helps demonstrate his expertise and passion for these technologies. Let's move on to the next question.
Can you describe a challenging technical problem you've faced in a past project, and how you approached solving it?
In a previous project, I had to integrate a third-party API that had limited documentation. To overcome this challenge, I started by testing the API with various inputs to understand its behavior. I then collaborated with my team to develop a solution that met our requirements. We also created detailed documentation to help future developers understand how to work with this API.
By describing a specific challenge and the steps taken to resolve it, James demonstrates his problem-solving abilities and willingness to collaborate with teammates. Let's move on to the next question.
How do you stay current with new technologies, tools, and best practices in your field?
I believe continuous learning is essential in the tech industry. I regularly attend industry conferences, participate in online courses, and follow blogs and podcasts by well-known developers. Additionally, I'm an active member of local developer groups where we share knowledge and discuss new trends.
James's answer shows his commitment to staying up to date in the field and his proactive approach to learning. This is valuable information for any employer looking for a candidate who can adapt to a constantly evolving industry. Let's move on to the next question.
Can you provide an example of a time when you had to collaborate with a cross-functional team to deliver a project? How did you handle communication and ensure everyone was aligned?
In one of my previous projects, I worked with a team that included designers, QA engineers, and product managers. To ensure smooth communication, we held regular stand-up meetings, and I took the initiative to create a shared documentation platform. This helped keep everyone informed about project progress, deadlines, and any issues that arose. We were able to deliver the project on time and with high quality.
James's answer highlights his teamwork and communication skills, both of which are essential for working effectively in a cross-functional team. Let's move on to the next question.
How do you approach troubleshooting and debugging issues when working on a project?
When facing issues, I follow a systematic approach. I first try to reproduce the issue to understand its root cause, then I analyze logs or error messages, and I use debugging tools to help me identify the problem. Once I have a clear understanding of the issue, I research possible solutions and discuss them with my team, if necessary. Finally, I implement the solution, thoroughly test it, and document the process for future reference.
James's response demonstrates his methodical approach to problem solving and his ability to use various tools and resources. This indicates that he can efficiently address and resolve technical issues. Let's move on to the next question.
Can you share an instance where you had to work under tight deadlines or with limited resources? How did you manage the situation, and what did you learn from it?
In a previous project, we had a tight deadline to launch a new feature. To meet the deadline, I collaborated with my team to prioritize tasks and identify any potential bottlenecks. We also allocated additional resources to critical tasks and conducted daily check-ins to monitor progress. Through this experience, I learned the importance of effective communication, prioritization, and teamwork when facing time constraints.
James's answer showcases his ability to adapt and work under pressure. By describing his strategy for managing the situation, he demonstrates skills such as prioritization, communication, and teamwork. Let's move on to the next question.
How would you explain a complex technical concept to a non-technical colleague or stakeholder?
I believe it's important to break down complex concepts into simpler terms and use analogies that the person can relate to. I would avoid using jargon and focus on the key aspects of the concept. If necessary, I would also use visual aids like diagrams or flowcharts to help them better understand the topic.
James's answer highlights his ability to communicate technical information effectively to a non-technical audience. This is an essential skill for a software developer, as it helps facilitate collaboration and understanding between different teams and stakeholders. Let's move on to the next question.
Tell me about a time when you received constructive feedback or criticism on your work. How did you respond, and what changes did you make as a result? Following question.
During a code review, a colleague pointed out that my code lacked proper error handling, which could lead to potential issues. I appreciated the feedback and took the time to learn more about best practices for error handling. I then revisited my code, made the necessary improvements, and thanked my colleague for their valuable input. This experience helped me become more attentive to detail and open to learning from others.
James's response shows his ability to accept and learn from constructive feedback. This is a valuable trait for a software developer, as it indicates a willingness to grow and improve. Let's move on to the next question.
What aspects of this role and our company are most appealing to you, and how do you see yourself contributing to our team and projects?
I'm attracted to the company's innovative culture and its focus on continuous improvement. I believe my technical expertise, coupled with my strong communication and problem-solving skills, will allow me to make a positive impact on the team. I'm excited about the opportunity to work on cutting-edge projects and contribute to the company's growth.
James's answer demonstrates his enthusiasm for the company and the role, as well as his understanding of the company's values. This shows that he is genuinely interested in the position and has done his research. Let's move on to the next question.
How do you ensure code quality and maintainability in your projects? Can you discuss any specific practices or tools you use?
To ensure code quality, I follow best practices such as writing clean and modular code, commenting my code for clarity, and adhering to the team's coding standards. I also utilize tools like linters and static analyzers to identify potential issues. To maintain code maintainability, I make use of version control systems, such as Git, and ensure that my code is well organized and easily understandable by others. Additionally, I believe in writing thorough documentation and test cases, which help ensure the long-term maintainability of the codebase.
James's response highlights his commitment to code quality and maintainability. By mentioning specific practices and tools, he demonstrates his understanding of their importance and how they contribute to a project's success. Let's move on to the next question.
Can you describe your experience with version control systems, such as Git? How do you manage conflicts and coordinate work with other team members?
I have extensive experience with Git and have used it in all of my past projects. To manage conflicts, I make sure to communicate with my team members about the changes I'm making and frequently pull updates from the remote repository. When a conflict does arise, I carefully review the differences and work with the involved team members to resolve the issue. I also follow best practices like using descriptive commit messages and creating feature branches to keep the main branch stable.
James's answer showcases his experience with version control systems and his ability to work collaboratively with others to resolve conflicts. This is important for potential employers to know, as it helps maintain a smooth and efficient development process. Let's move on to the next question.
Have you ever had to adapt to a new technology or programming language quickly? How did you go about learning it, and how long did it take you to become proficient?
Yes, I was once tasked with developing a feature using a new framework that I hadn't used before. To learn it quickly, I started by going through the official documentation and working on small exercises to familiarize myself with the framework. I also sought out tutorials and community resources to deepen my understanding. By dedicating focused time to learning, I was able to become proficient with the framework within a couple of weeks.
James's answer demonstrates his adaptability and ability to learn new technologies quickly. This is an essential skill in the rapidly changing tech industry, showing potential employers that he can stay up to date and relevant. Let's move on to the next question.
Tell me about a project you are particularly proud of. What challenges did you face, and what was your role in its success?
I'm especially proud of a project where I developed a web application for a nonprofit organization. One challenge was working with a tight budget, which required us to be resourceful and efficient. As the lead developer, I researched cost-effective solutions, implemented the application's core features, and coordinated with a small team of developers. The end result was a user-friendly, high-performing application that helped the nonprofit streamline their operations and better serve their community.
James's answer highlights a specific project, the challenges he faced, and his role in the project's success. This shows his ability to take ownership and overcome obstacles, as well as his passion for creating impactful solutions.
Thank you, James, for sharing your experiences and insights with me today. We'll be in touch soon regarding the next steps in the process.
Thank you, Michelle, for the opportunity to interview for this position. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to potentially joining your team.
In this interview, James effectively answered a wide range of questions, showcasing his technical skills, adaptability, and ability to work well in a team environment. By providing specific examples and discussing his approach to various challenges, he demonstrated that he has the experience and skills needed for the role. Throughout the interview, the coach's insights provided valuable context for understanding the purpose of each question and the best ways to address them,